In the Go Prayer book, please turn to page 34. We'll start with Shakyamuni Buddhist mantra. If you have the white binder, please turn to the first page titled Kadampa Center Prayers. And you should find the mantra there. Te ata om mune mune maha munaye soha. Te ata om mune mune maha munaye soha. Te ata om mune mune maha munaye soha. The Medicine Buddha stanza and mantra are on the blue sheet if you have the white binder. Bhagawan with equal compassion for all, whose name and merely heard dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispel of disease and the three poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. So let's say the mantra 7 times. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Now the 4 immeasurables in English. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. I'll turn to page 37. And at the bottom, you see 4 immeasurables chanting version. So that's in Tibetan. And you have, if you have the white binder, it's the Tibetan words by the music notes. Senjentam chedevadam devegyudam dempargyuchi Now let's chant Chenrezig's mantra 8 times. He's the Buddha of great compassion. And then Green Tara's mantra right below that 7 times. She's the Buddha of enlightened activity. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme. Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha. 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 This class. Oh, okay. The children are welcome to go to their class now.
My new friend from new friend from Sarasota, Florida. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, yeah. My new friend. Or roommate. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so now, no. So the Medicine Buddha mantra we recite, so every Sunday we try to recite that Medicine Buddha mantra. I think that's the best way to, without saying much words, we all recite the mantra, so then we all receive benefit. So, just hearing the name, the Medicine Buddha's name, even just hearing the Medicine Buddha names, it kind of purifies our negative karma, purifies. So then you find in Buddhist teaching what's called like three poisons, like anger, attachment, ignorance. These are called three poisons. So also helps, the mantra also helps to purify them. These three things is called three poison, also same time is considered as a disease. So that's the benefit, is purify all the negative karma. Then plus it kind of purify this three poison, and in this stanza it called disease. It kind of like cell means it's kind of like how you say heal the disease of these three diseases, which cause a lot of problem in our life. Equally, whether you are Buddhist, not Buddhist, believer, not believer, atheist, doesn't matter as long as we have mind. So these three things cause problem. It's not based on culture, it's not based on traditions, it's not based on what you believe. It's just naturally cause problem for everybody. That's why these three things considered as a disease. So this mantra, then helps to purify them, or how you say, cell means eliminate those three diseases. Okay, that's the benefit. Just want to share with you because we recite this mantra. So why I start to request Samula to recite those mantras? So there's a lot of benefit. So because you do and you get a lot of benefit. So there are some visualizations that involve. Typically, when you recite this, so what you are thinking mentally, you are visualizing something above your head. Typically, you visualize medicine Buddha, which is like dark blue color. And here you see there's a big painting here. There's a medicine Buddha, so you're supposed to visualize. In the text, it says like 8 fingers above your head, form of light, not like solid, form of light, dark blue, bright light. You visualize. So then, when you say the mantra, so then nectar flows through the body of medicine Buddha, flows and dissolve into your body and purify all the sicknesses. Mental problem, physical sicknesses completely purify. The obstacles, all kinds of things, the disease, obstacle, all purifies because nectar constantly flowing down through your crown chakra, so then purifies. So that's the kind of visualization, and according to the medicine Buddha practice, that you are supposed to visualize that, and while you recite the mantra, so then you are thinking something, that there's like a kind of form of practice, or you could call meditations, or healing meditation, or medicine Buddha practice. So if some of you are having difficulty visualizing medicine Buddhas here, so I think you can visualize like dark blue light, dark bright blue light covered with their bodies. So then purify. So that's the visualizations. So and maybe slowly I'll probably explain a little more deeper and deeper. So that's now the easiest way to do visualization, easiest way to do, so they visualize. Or then, you can also visualize all your friends who are, going through difficulties, physical difficulties, mental difficulties, your pet, whatever, so you can visualize. So when I'm coming back here, I saw one dog in the car. One dog sticking out nose. I think it's okay to bring dog, at the center. I don't think it's a problem. So long as dog is not constantly barking. So maybe we'll give this. Then there's two things will bark constantly. I think the dog is going to be okay. I think the car, yeah. So you can bring it here. So anyway, you can visualize all your close one relatives, like who are going through physical difficulty, mental difficulty. You can visualize the bright dark blue light. Visualize on top of the crown. So then when you sit there, so nectar flows, purifies physical problem, mental problems, purifies. Okay. Just want to share that with you. So this is just a very brief explanation of medicine Buddha practice. Of course, there are many. Actually, you visualize 7 different like that. You visualize 7 figures. So each has like different colors. So all colors symbolize healing energy. Dissolve first one to the second one to the third one. Then actually all of them will dissolve into the medicine Buddha, the dark blue color. So then nectar flows, then purifies. So then after that we recite 4 immeasurable prayer. I think that's like universal prayer. So even though in Buddhism there are so many prayers you can say, so I choose to recite the 4 immeasurables. Immeasurable love, which is badly needed. Immeasurable, first one, immeasurable love. Then the second one is immeasurable compassions. Champatsime, Gawatsime. Gawatsime. Then third one is called immeasurable joy. Of course, if you practice love, compassion, then your heart will fill with joy. So then certain point that joy cannot be measured. There's so much joy in your heart because the power of love and compassion generates so much joy in your heart. That's not dependent on external object. It's not dependent on the food. It's not dependent on the smell. It's not dependent on taste. It's not dependent on the sound. It's not dependent on something you can touch. It is solely dependent on your mind. You're thinking something. So then immeasurable love, immeasurable compassion, then immeasurable joy, so then your heart will fill with joy. So then the last one is called immeasurable equanimities. When you say, then you say in this order. First you say immeasurable love, then you say immeasurable compassion, then you say immeasurable joy, then you say immeasurable equanimity. That's how you say in order. But when you put into practice, then you bring immeasurable equanimity first. First you're trying to practice that. So then from when you become kind of successful, then after that you practice then immeasurable love, immeasurable compassion. So then of course your heart will fill with joy. So then certain point that joy cannot be measured. See, immeasurable joy. When you say it in this order, immeasurable love, compassion, joy, equanimity, when you put it into practice, then you bring the last one first. Because right now the mind is not even. When you look at someone close one, you kind of like enjoy. When you look someone you consider as an enemy, then your mind gets displeased. When you look at the stranger, then you don't care. It's like mind is not even. Therefore, it's hard to develop immeasurable love and immeasurable joy. Practically, it's hard to develop. In order to develop that, first our mind needs to be equal. Just want to share this with you. That's why we recite. Hopefully, someday, this immeasurable practice will sink into our heart. So then our whole perspective, our whole perceptions about ourselves, our other people, other religion, other tradition, other culture, just love. That's all, just love. So other culture doesn't bother us, other religion doesn't bother us, other tradition doesn't bother us. You see, everybody deserves to be loved and deserve to be, how is it, compassion? Has deserved to be? Deserve to be receive compassion equally. Why? Think about why. When you think about yourself, what you're hoping, what you're wishing every day, minute you wake up, you're looking for success, you're looking for happiness, you're looking for trying to avoid slightest problem. That's the fact. It's not just Buddhist people are doing that. Everybody's doing that. Everybody. So when you look around, everybody's doing the same thing. So now, that's the fact. It's nothing to do with religion. That's the fact. Everybody, even those animals, doing the same thing. So there's no differences. There's no differences between you and others when it's come down like that. There's no differences. Therefore, cherish others. Cherish others. You will get immense benefit. Cherish others based on that. Why you cherish others? Not because they are Buddhists, no. Or not because they are Tibetan, or we are same clan or clan? Huh? Same clans. Not because of that. Because they are looking for happiness, that's all. They are looking for happiness. Nobody's looking for problems. Nobody. That's the reason. It's not because, oh, we believe in, or we all believe in Buddhism. That doesn't go very far. Because they are looking for happiness, that's all. Therefore, you cherish them. You receive immense benefit, day and night. Immense benefit. Your heart will fill with joy. Oh. So therefore, cherishing others is door to happiness. That's what it says. Cherishing others is door to happiness. You smile, ask anybody that don't like to see smiley face. Nobody, everybody. Buddhist, Christian, believer, not believer, atheist. Everybody enjoys if somebody smiles, saying nice things. That's what human need. There's something you can provide. You get immense benefit day and night. You get immense benefit. And you pray for their happiness. You pray for their well-being. It doesn't matter what culture, what religion they believe in, what tradition they do, whether they eat habanero. Is it habanero? How is it? Or habanero, doesn't why you care? Whether they drink Tibetan butter tea or not doesn't matter. Why? That's not important. So need to learn. So where we should put more emphasis. Emphasis. That's very important. That's very important. Emphasis should not be, we look different, we talk different, we eat different food. The bottom line, what are you looking for? You're looking for happiness, then why you care about that? Not everybody will become Buddhist, that's the fact. Not everybody will become Christian, that's the fact. Not everybody will believe in something. Some people remain as atheists. It doesn't matter. But that very person who don't believe in anything, that person is also looking for happiness. If you be nice to that person will be nice to you. So that's what we need is love, compassion, joy. So that's the message of the four immeasurables. Okay. So then I've been reading about this. Then we recite Mani Mantra, 6-syllable mantra. Most of the probably you know this Mani Mantra. This is the mantra of compassion. So this will, when you turn, then you are visualizing that light emanated from this will and reach every single living beings, then provide them happiness. That's the kind of mindset that you kind of tune there. Then the inside there's like millions of mantras. That's called prayer well. So then you tune clockwise. So I received the books. There's like traditional looking book. It has more than 1,000 pages written about this mantra. So now you say, oh, this is so easy to learn. There's only 6 syllables of Mani Padme Hum. I don't think there's much benefit. No, we are wrong. Can you imagine there's 1,000 pages been written about this mantra? So I've been reading every day, try to read 10 pages, but so far I only read 140 pages. So there's many pages to go. So in that, yesterday I've been reading, the section I've been reading, it says, every day rains, every day rains, like 1 year there's 360 days. Rains every single day, it rains all day. Each drop of that rain can be counted. You can count. Each drop can be counted. 360 days you can count. But reciting this Om Mani Padme Hum, we just did 8 times, reciting the mantra. Didn't say a million times, so just reciting the mantra. So that cause that you created by reciting the mantra for happiness cannot be counted. Cannot be counted. So that much. In Buddhism, what you call merit means cause for happiness. That's all. And said that, and also another thing said like creatures that walk on 4 legs, which has hair. Four. What called hair or four? Four. Each one of them can be counted. One by one can be counted. Merit reciting the money mantra cannot be counted. So that is like, wow, if you create that much cause for happiness that cannot be counted. So simple to recite Om Mani Padme Hum, that's all. So, makes me happy because we recite here. So then you recite, you get benefit. I didn't do nothing. I get benefit, I recite, you recite, we all get benefit. So that's why a few mantras, if you wonder why we recite this mantra, I want you to receive maximum amount of, I want you to create the maximum amount of cause for happiness. That's why we choose to recite this. You don't have to be Buddhist, you can recite. Oh, no, only if you are Buddhist, you recite this mantra, you get benefit. Not like that. Whoever recite, even the parrot. I'm not sure about this. Om Mani Padme Hum. Very good. Not sure about that. I'm sure not sure about it. Married, but he recite too. So that's why we recite this mantra. I want you to have the maximum amount of cause for your happiness. So then if we recite as a group, I'm sure there will be benefit for the environment, benefit for the whole country. So that's a few reasons, okay? So just want to share. So, so now there's like a few questions, so probably I'll read two of them, if you don't mind. Two of them I'll read. So actually, so then after that, so that something that like to explain and discuss. See, in Tara prayer, if you remember, probably some of you may remember, it says, may I achieve Lhada mi dewa chotomnes, Lhada mi, Ha, divine being, or celestial being, Ha. Not sure how many of you, what's the best word? I'm not sure how many of you, I believe it's probably not the right word. I'm not sure, like, how many of you think there are different realms that exist, higher realms, different beings, so celestial realms, whatever. Ha basically refers to like that celestial realms. Me, human. Dewa, happiness. Cho, the best happiness of human and celestial realms. Then in Tara prayer, it says, then you wonder, what is the human happiness? You wonder, so also I remember the wonder mind, that is the core, wonder mind is the root cause of philosophy. So then you start to think. That's good. We need to think. We need to question. We need to think. We need to analyze. What is human happiness? Of course, you don't have to look far because you are human. Then there's physical happiness, health, mental happiness. Oh, so there's mental happiness. So that's why I want to read this. I want to explain this. What we need to understand in order to how to say, create or generate mental happiness. What we need to recognize. So that's why I need to read. So that's my plan. Last few months ago, you could say the Buddhist psychology. So that's part of what we are studying. That's what I thought we are going to study at the Sunday class. But sometimes then the question, then I talk too much. My Mickey Mouse talks take over all the time, so then there'll be not much time left. So that's the plan. Okay, so first we'll read. Maybe it's. How can the Dharma find? How can the Dharma find expression in romantic relationship? Perfect question for a monk. Monk are expert about the romantic relationship. How the Dharma find the expression in romantic relationships, and in dating. Do you know? How can a practice that emphasize non-attachment and address attachment? So, first part of the question, I have no clue. No clue. Sorry, no clue. So monastery don't teach this. How can the Dharma find expression in romantic relationship and the dating? So, please contribution. Contributions.
I'm going to be careful about what of that I touch. Yeah. The attachment part in a relationship, and saying that, so attachment, it's getting on the same page, I think, with that word. In American terms, attachment means you want it, you're fond of something. And in Buddhist terms, it means you're putting your own wishes are wrapped up with that. So to have a loving relationship without attachment, and I'm just going to use myself as an example with my husband John, so to have a loving relationship with John without attachment doesn't mean that I don't love him purely, truly, completely. It doesn't mean that I'm not attached to him from American terms, but it means that I want him to be happy regardless of what that means for me. Okay, so it's taking the Buddhist attachment out of it, but not the American intention of attachment, meaning that that's somebody that you care about. So there's two different terms there that you have to figure out and get on the same page with. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, very good. Very good.
I can't think of the author, but there's if you really want to know, there's a book entitled "If the Buddha Married." Yeah, and I think also if the Buddha dated too. I'm not quite sure.
What is this?
If the Buddha Married. There's a book. I think the author is Kaplan, but I'm not quite sure. I think we just have to realize that Dharma is in everything, right? Our Dharma is all around us. Dharma is everything that happens to us, everything that we do. So every experience is about learning, right? And it's about growing, and it's about becoming. And so when we can realize that in our relationships, and just realize, yes, it's very true. Let go of the attachment. Understanding what love means. Love means, from a Buddhist perspective, love means that I want you to be happy. And compassion means I don't want you to suffer, right? So if we look at love in those terms, then we can love anybody. We can have compassion for anyone. Because we're trying to develop that type of mind and that type of heart that no matter what, you deserve happiness, and I want you to be happy. And I don't want you to suffer, no matter who you are, right? And I think in this way, right, then we can have successful relationships. I've been married 38 years. It has not been an easy ride, A lot of it's because of me. It hasn't been an easy ride. Becoming Buddhist, working on my mind, my marriage has gotten better. I am married to my best friend, And it's because of bringing Dharma and realizing that Dharma is everywhere. It's already there, you know. I learned so much from my wife, and she's not even Buddhist, but it's Dharma, right? Yeah. So I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people don't have the psychology or the right mental makeup to be a monastic. There's a very rare segment of society who has that kind of idea. So most people are going to be are going to want to find a loving relationship, and that gives them some kind of a shelter. Most of us feel a little uneasy if we're single. Some people, but some rare people, they feel quite secure in their ashram as a monk. Most of us are going to want to find a loving relationship. So those people can interact and be supportive of each other in their practice of the Dharma. We're all sort of lay practitioners. Just because you're a monk doesn't mean you're not a practitioner, and you can support each other in that. You encourage people, you discuss the Dharma, you try and have a dharmic outlook on the world, you try and think like a Dharma person, and like you talk about it and support each other, and like you say, I have this problem in my life, and think, well, this is what the Dharma says about it, and like you remind each other of the philosophy and how to go forward like that.
Very good, wonderful.
So the leading thought that came up when I first heard the question is the difference between attachment and connection. And I think a lot of, at least what I've heard about, read about, and the teachings that I have most connected with me is the word it's that Buddhism is all about, at least in my experience, has been all about connections. We are connected with everything that we come into contact with. Everybody is our teacher, and we can be anybody's teacher, and any adversity can be a teacher. So I think that the foundation strongly talks about connection. At least that's been my experience, but there is a difference between connection and attachment. And the healthy balance that I've been striving for in my interpersonal connections in my household are trying to be connected with the way that people are on their own, not with my intentions for them or my expectations for them. And so I think that breaking down the terms has been helpful for me. Like my practice so far has been studying the difference between attachment and expectation. Or not attachment is expectation, but attachment and connection. So forming connections without that, without the, sorry, I heard the word expectation from behind me, which is the end of that sentence. So, so that's my struggle, and I feel like I'm always a beginner at that, and probably as long as I'm going to be walking this earth, I'm going to be a beginner at that. But that's been, at least I found the healthiest practice that I've experienced.
I find with my husband that it's harder for me to practice this because I take him for granted, and I find it easier to have loving kindness to people I know less well, and so I'm really trying to be more mindful to practice this with him.
I think that people misdefine the word attachment as affection and connection, okay? Attachment is exaggerating the positive qualities of something, expecting they will never change. So when we become attracted to somebody, we're attracted to them because we like some of their positive qualities, and we think that those things will never change. Everybody changes. Everything changes. So when the person does change, then it turns into the other thing of aversion. And so then we get angry, and that's why a lot of relationships don't work out, because we are attracted to people, we think that those qualities are going to stay the same, that we're going to stay the same, and neither they nor we stay the same, and then it turns into a mess. But if you just expect that people have a full range of emotions and are always going to change, and you change too, and you move with those things, then it's more realistic. And that's all I've got to say.
Mine's short and sweet. I like this definition of love. I think it's Shakti Gawain who said it. Love is the willingness to go through every single emotion with another person, or persons, and still want to stick around.
Oh yeah, very good, wonderful. Thank you very much. So, very good answer. Very good answer. Sometimes if you focus too much on what you need, that drive kind of life nuts. I say, we don't get always what we want. Why? Complicated. Complicated. No, maybe there are so many reasons. If you start to focus what kind of mindset that person is going through, and what kind of things that person is looking for. I'm not saying it's easy, but it is very possible. It is very possible, rather than thinking about, I'm not getting what I want from that person. If you focus solely on that, very little happiness you enjoy. If you focus on what's going in that person, you probably, you do feel sorry if you can see, like movie, whatever is going through that person's mind. If you can see visually, probably you feel, sorry, but we don't see that. But when you start to focus, what kind of mindset that person is going through, what that person is looking for. So if you focus more on that base, so then I think is a possibility that you could give more love rather than just focusing on yourself. So so then also interesting connection and attachment. And as I said this many times, in Buddhism, we are all connected, not just connected, there's deep connections between us. You could deny, but fundamentally we are all connected. We are all connected. Of course, Buddhism talks about life before this, beginning lives. There's no beginning. So in the West, I'm not sure how many people think, there's no beginning. So that's why I want you to think, is this the first time I become human? Before that, I'm a piece of rock somewhere in Colorado. So we need to think how we become human. So if you cannot go that far, we just think about how human race began. Are we all from the one kind of lineage tree that kind of started with something, then kind of bigger. So then another question: how many we remember? Probably in the West, probably you remember more. You remember your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. So then it doesn't stop. It goes on and on and on. So you cannot say, there's no, because I don't remember. That's not right. That's not correct. It goes on and on, Your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, they also have parents, they have parents, their parents. So then thinking that way, are we connected? So there's connections. So then, is, as I said in the beginning, whether your husband, wife, children, brother, sister, every one of us, every single day, every single second, we are looking for happiness. That's the fact. If we focus on that, maybe there's something you can give happily, something you can give. What do you call in Buddhism? Dashi nyamje means exchanging oneself with others. Dashi nyamje, exchanging one with others, exchanging oneself with others, called dashi nyamje. So that's the practice that Maya and the Buddhist practice, so practice kind of emphasize dashi nyamje. Junde menga du, that's like 6 cause and 1 result. That's one way to train how to develop immeasurable love, immeasurable compassion based on that instructions called Junde menga du, 6 cause and 1 result. That's the one way to develop. If you practice that instructions, that allows you to develop immeasurable love, immeasurable compassion. Another one is called Dashi nyamje, exchanging oneself with others. So the same, as I said, no difference, it's the same thing. So then, what is the problem with the attachment? Attachment called decha, It has definitions. How you define attachment, it has definitions. It not just see the fact, but it kind of project, superimpose on based on the fact. Say 1% there, probably 99% has been projected on that. So then projected on what they need, what they're looking for. No. Am I right? Projection is not based on what they want. That's great if you can project what they want. That your happiness will increase. Not that projection on what they looks like, or their physical appearances, or so that one doesn't last very long. So that exaggerations will fall apart. It's only a matter of time. It will fall apart. So that's why it's not. Very steady. Almost like building a like castle out of sand. Can easily destroy it. So non-attachment that goes deeper than appearances. It goes much deeper. It will last longer. It goes much deeper. So that's why studying Buddhist philosophy and also Buddhist psychology, I believe it will help. It will help maintain your relationship with your partner, your husband, your wife. It will help because it kind of like makes you open up and think bigger, rather than just focusing on something. Then that's also not 90% are kind of projected, but they won't last very long. Other than that, I have nothing to say about romantic relationship, or particularly dating. I think all the answer has been given here, so I think it's very good. Then, maybe one more. So put more questions here. That's good news. Put more questions. So then. Hard one, I will put it here under the under the table. About the treating. Here, the second one. Okay, then I'll probably read some from here because time is running out. Yeah, good. Connection attachments. I think that's good. That you brought it up. That's very good. Connection attachments. Connections, as I said, is there a connection between me and others? So how I can figure that out if there are connections? It begin with this life. How this life began? What? Before this, what? I'm not asking you to believe anything. I'm just asking you to analyze. Before that. What's the benefit if you think there's connection rather than thinking there's no connections? What benefit you get if you think there's connections? So of course, as I said, in Buddhism called Masimje Tamje, Mage Simje Tamje means all mother sentient beings. That very word clearly explains there is deep connection between all of us. That very word, may all sentient beings. That very word can explain there are not just connections, very deep connections. So then need to also think about what's wrong with the attachment. Non-attachment, does that mean no love? Of course not. It means pure love. It doesn't mean no love, it means pure love. It's not based on exaggerations, it's based on the fact. It's not based on exaggerations. So, so here many terms they use in America, honey or sweetheart, honey, sweetheart. So that, so then sometime it's a good thing to call sweetheart honey, but I hope that will maintain through up and downs both, not just when things goes up honey, when things go down then lemon become lemon. So that's not good. So it should be there. Doesn't matter if it goes up and down. You should call them honey, sweetheart all the time. So that's good. That's good, So Tibetan, we don't have this word. We never called loved one. We don't call honey. It sounds very Zhangzi. That's called honey. If you call someone Zhangzi, the people think, people kind of look at you very strangely. What? Zhangzi doesn't sound very good in Tibetan. So sweetheart called Ningarmo, it doesn't sound very strange, Tibetan. So we don't say that. But of course you say it's very good things you say, like sweetheart, it's all good, sweetheart, honey, all of that. But I very much hope that maintains up and down. How is it? Bambi right? Bambi, you say Bambi right? Huh? Bambi right?
Bumpy ride.
Oh, Bambi right. So that should be there in the Bambi right too, like not just. Yeah, it should be there all the time. So then it's good. So I think non-attachment goes much deeper than you are thinking what that person wants rather than thinking of what I want. And it sounds like kind of like you are sacrificing. No, you are not sacrificing because you are doing something good for you. So see, like Kedan Jaga Shelapi Chongda Puga Rangiles, that word, one of the Kadampa master said, Kedan Jaga, Ke means victory. Victory. Kedan Jaga, Ke means like advantage or profit or advantage or profit. Jaga means victory. You offer them to others. Accept defeat, literally that word means accept defeat. I'm not sure that's like good things. And they think, that's not really good things because I don't want to accept defeat. I want to accept victory. With that kind of mindset, you don't get victory. That kind of mindset, you don't get victory because we have been doing this. In my case, I've been doing this last 50 years. What I get? Nothing. If you are thinking, okay, maybe I should offer victory to that person. So then in the word it sounds like you are kind of sacrificing. No. You are helping yourself. You are giving yourself. kedan jaga shela pi chongda puga rangiles. No, that kind of mindset brings happiness. Less stress. Oh. So then, please, my friend, think about what is. Need to think. You can't say it right, wrong. Cannot say it, but need to think. Every one of us needs to think. What's the downside of attachment? What's the difference between attachment and love? Is attachment pure love or not? We need to analyze, need to think, because we have this marvelous brain. We all have, not just someone who believes in Buddhism, they only have marvelous brain. No, we all have this, all human, we have this marvelous brain. We can think, we can figure things out. Oh, so that's why this human life is called precious human life. You can think. And the Buddha himself said very clearly right from the beginning, don't accept what I say out of respect. Analyze, question, analyze. Oh, then if you find something that resonates, accept. Down the road, better for everybody. You can stop people to think. People will think. You cannot stop. Everybody will think all kinds of things. They have all kinds of questions. Oh, that's good. So that's why, as a Buddhist, I was given full freedom to analyze Buddha's teaching by Buddha himself. I can analyze. I don't just accept, analyze. Okay. Oh, this finished. Romantic relationship, that's now finished now. So now here, then I will read a little bit from here. There's two more questions, then I will leave for next Sunday. What can the Dharma teach us about treating those who are different from us with respect? You understand the question? What does the Dharma say about harmony in communities? Yeah, there are so many things been said about harmony in the community in Dharma teachings. So much been said. Gindu Tumba Dewa. Gindu usually refers to the Sangha communities, Sangha communities. But doesn't have to be a Sangha community, it can be any communities. Tumba means harmony. Harmony. Dewa calls for happiness. If the community, if there's harmony, then there will be happiness. If there's no harmony, there will be no happiness. It's not just Sangha community, but in the word, it mentions the Sangha, Gindu Tumba Dewa des. Tumba namja Kadub des. If there's harmony, there will be happiness. If there's happiness, more likely the spiritual practice that you do will be successful. Katub means practice. If there are so many conflict within the communities, then everybody's mind gets disturbed. Then how you can meditate? It's hard to meditate when your mind is disturbed. It's hard to do any form of spiritual practice if your mind has been disturbed by there are so many distrust, argument, and so then you don't want to be there because this whole environment is kind of negative. How you can be peaceful is hard, unless you are Bodhisattva. So probably no. So there's Gundu Tumba Dewa, the Tumba Kadu Des. That's what has been said in the Buddhist teachings about the harmony in the communities. So now the first part of the question, what that means? What can the Dharma teach us about the treating those who are different from us? Different from us, what kind of difference? With respect. What that means? Do you understand the question?
Yes.
What that means? Please explain.
Treating another with respect, I think, is treating them like you would like to be treated yourself, that you regard their wants and needs.
Well, the first part of the questions.
What can the Dharma teach us about treating those who are different from us with respect? I think, and please add to this. I mean, I just think respect
If you
is
can emphasize on the word difference. What is the difference?
different from us. So different, I can see that in all kinds of differences, different politics, different religion, different age, different race, different country of origin, different sex, different wishes, different income, all kinds of ways that we treat those who are different in. We're very good at finding ways to divide us.
Yeah, there's big problems. So there's, like, as I mentioned earlier in this class, every single person's looking for happiness. We must understand that every single person's. You can either disregard somebody because that they are not Buddhist, not good. Practically, not everybody will become Buddhist. This waste of energy. Why you spend so much energy there to try to convert people? Doesn't make sense. Just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. They will figure it out. If they want to believe in something, they will believe. You don't need to force them. They have every right to believe or something or not believe in something. Just leave them alone. Don't bother if somebody don't drinking butter tea. Don't force them to drink butter tea. It's not going to be a nice one. Outcome will be not nice one. Because you have expectation. You're expecting that person will say, "Oh, the butter tea is delicious." You may not hear that. That person will say, "Oh, this is very yagi." Yagi? You know butter tea?
Yes.
Black tea, milk, butter, salt, all mixed. Tibet is very high, so we need to drink that to have energies. Some people like, some people say, "Oh, disgusting." Do you care? They have right to say like or not like. They have right to say. You have no right to correct them. If they like, they will say like. If they don't like, they say I don't like. What you need to understand is that person who is saying to you, "Oh, Geshe-la, that butter tea is disgusting." You have to understand. You need to go much deeper than that. You have to understand that person is looking for happiness. Oh, don't cause any problem. That person is looking for happiness exactly like you do. No differences. You don't have extra reason to be happy. No difference. So that, if all of us, if we meditate on that, every single person, every single second looking for happiness, not looking for sufferings. Buddhist, non-Buddhist, believer, not believer, Christian, atheist, Tibetan, American, same thing. So when you focus on that, secondary level differences does not become much bigger issues. The issue here is to work for your own happiness. The best way to do is to see everybody something precious, pure, wonderful, beautiful. You get immense benefit. You get immense benefit. Minute you think something negative, you could be Buddhist, doesn't help. If you think something negative, you lose your peace of mind, happiness. You could say I'm Buddhist, doesn't help. Doesn't help. You could wear this robe, doesn't help. That's the last thing. That's the last thing that we need. Negative thought. Very important to understand. Very important to understand. Minute the negative thought rises, your peace of mind is gone. Finish. You could be atheist, your peace of mind is finished. You could be Christian, your peace of mind is finished. You could be Buddhist, finished. You could be monk, your peace of mind is gone. That's the fact. So based on that fact, based on that reality, So then we need to think. We have to put every single effort to stop disturbing mind. Whatever ways you can stop them. Then your life will be better off. If you encourage disturbing thought, your peace of mind is gone. Peace of mind is gone. Therefore, as a Buddhist monk, I say pray every day, like praying for the well-being of every living beings. Does that really, does that mean that you never get angry? No. I do get angry sometimes. I get frustrated, I get irritated. Does that help? It helps. It helps. It helps me to, whenever I meet people, it helps me to see them. They're also looking for happiness. Exactly, I do. So that, it helps. It helps. Then slowly, eventually, so then as just what we call tabaramjam, you just see pure, you just see pure, you just see pure. Tabaramjam, you just see pure. So I think New Year Eve here ceremony, New Year Eve. What I said, I recite few Sanskrit words, and I asked all people who came that event. I asked them to think something positive. There's something that you can do. It's not something that you cannot do. Something you can do. You could do. You could do it well. You don't need to say some prayers. You could just think something good, something positive. When you think about yourself, the word is like this: Om. Om means body, speech, and mind. Om. There's 3 letters together. It looks like this. In Tibetan, it looks like this. You see 1, 2, 3. This become Om. Symbolize body, speech, and mind. Body, speech, and mind. Become Om. They symbolize body, speech. There are 3 letters together. A, U, Ma. Body, speech, and mind. Body, speech, and mind symbolize Om. There's a Sanskrit, it's written in Tibetan, but it's actually a Sanskrit word, Om. Sambhava, nature. Shuddha, pure. That's what I think? No, I don't think like that. I think like I'm horrible, I'm bad, I'm like, this and that, so we are so good at like beating ourselves, Om, Sambhava, Shuddha. Body, speech, and mind, nature of body, speech, and mind, pure. So that's something we all should focus. Minute you wake up, think something positive, something pure, something positive, something pure, Oh, I'm so lucky because I'm alive. I can see, I can hear, I can move around. Or there are so many people, they cannot see, they cannot hear, they cannot move around. They're spending thousands of dollars just to move around. I don't have to do that. I can move around. Do we get any joy? Zero. We don't get any joy. You could get some joy if you think. If you don't take it for granted, you could get some joy. Oh, it's quite amazing. Isn't it amazing that you can see? Some people, they're spending thousands of dollars just to see a little bit. They're doing that. You don't have to spend any money. You can see perfectly fine. Do I get some joy? Zero. So that's why it's very important to find something within yourself that you are grateful. There you are, that's the best way to start the day, with some joy, some positive mindset. Some positive mindset. Then you can then you can do some practice, you can not just sit down meditation. That's not the only thing you can do. You can help somebody else. You can say some nice word. Doesn't cost any money. Make someone cheer up. You don't have to give money. So that your life's worth to live. Your life's worth to live because you are making somebody happy. your life worth to live. You feel like something is accomplished. And you feel that your life has purpose to live, that your life has meaning. In my case, I'm the only one person in my house. Nobody besides him. He don't say much. So how I do to feel that I've accomplished something? I say a lot of prayers. I say a lot of prayers. Here I say prayers that are dedicated for well-being of all mother sentient beings. So then sometimes I can finish all of them without interruptions. I feel good. I feel like I've accomplished something. I feel like my life has worth to living. So I feel like I accomplished something. So I could do the same thing the next day, like that. So very important, very important. Every day, just focus on something negative, it kind of eats up all your energies, and it's not good. It's not good. So. So then I say prayers. I say prayers, multiple prayers. Most of the time I just mumble the word, looking around, mean doesn't much. Sometimes then once a while, once a blue moon, then I think what I say. Chebe mingum. Then I stop. Chebe mingum. What that means? Oh, be content. Be content. That's what it says. Be content. If you are not content, it brings you more problem. Be content what you have. Then I repeat this word few times. If I'm thinking something, you have to understand you are not going to be satisfied because you are doing things. That's not the way to satisfy. Doing things never ends. See, it's like old people mustache. Mustache, more you cut, more it grows. It never ends. You have to understand that's not how you be content or satisfied doing many things again and again. No. Chebe mingom says very clearly, chebe mingom. That's not how you be content. You need to think. Dungakunji goes. Dissatisfaction is the draw to all the problems. That text said. Then I pause, I think, I remind myself, oh, very important to understand. Look around, everything so beautiful, very nice, very clean, delicious tree, everything so good, nice. Cannot rely. Things change. You cannot 100% rely. You have to be very aware right from the beginning. Enjoy much as possible, but cannot count on that 100%. Why? Change. Everything change. When you change, make sure it doesn't become shock. So then so that kind of shapes your mind, your mindset, your attitude towards life, towards everything. Enjoy, nothing wrong to enjoy music, there's nothing wrong. But need to be aware, fully aware, that joy could change any moment. When you change, make sure don't become shocked. What it means, enjoy, at the same time, prepare. Prepare to let it go. When it fall apart, you need to let it go. You can hold on. It's a nature. There's nothing you can do. That's what I say. Chebe mingum dunga kunjigo ide miru sibe punzo. Sibe punzo means excellent things, excellent samsari things, color, shape, smell, sound, taste, touch, all of this. Not saying don't enjoy. Enjoy. Same time, fully aware, right from the beginning. Change. So then once the blue moon, then I pause and then I realize, oh, that's what I've been saying. I should pay a little more attention. More I pay attention, more it sinks into my mind, so maybe then I will see the world from that message. I will see for the world. So now so much has been said, sorry, so maybe next Sunday I will read the material. time is over. So next that I will read. Okay. So there are two questions. Yeah. Just go 1 second, Samla. Thank you for listening, Mickey Mouse Talk.
You turn to page 246, 247 in the Gold Prayer Book. And read the dedication from Master Shanti Deva's Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness, and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain, to dispel the miseries of the world. Now the short, long life prayers on pages 244 and 245. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good, all-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso. Please remain until samsara ends. On the opposite page, the one who mastered his speech at a very young age, the one with great patience who received the name Awatare, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void, Lama ornament of the yellow hat tradition. Please remain until samsara ends. And back on the other side, you uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Majjhana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. And now green Tara's mantra right below that, 7 times for Geshe-la and Geshe Sangpo's long, healthy, happy life. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re Soha.
And we have a couple of quick announcements. First of all, welcome back from the holidays. And 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, we're going to do a very special Tara mini retreat. We've started doing these in this past year, and Geshe-la joined us, and it's a really wonderful Tara practice. And we've been doing kind of very truncated. We've been doing 2 of the 4 sessions, the 2 middle sessions. And on Saturday the 18th, we're going to do 1 day of Tara retreat, the way you would do it if you were really trying to do Tara retreat the traditional way. So we'll be starting before dawn. And we'll have an early session before dawn, and then take a break, and then another session, and have lunch, and then another break, and another session, and then we'll finish after sundown. So it's going to be a really wonderful day. As always, if you can't come for the whole thing, but you want to do some of the practice, you're welcome to come and join in for part of that. But I'm really looking forward to trying to do this. And then if we do it, then we have a flavor of what it's like to do Tara retreat on our own. So please plan to come for that if you can. And then also just to let you know that at the very end of this month and the beginning of next month, for a weekend retreat, or not retreat, but a weekend workshop, we're going to have Venerable Amy here. She's going to be teaching on the Path to Joy and working from the book, the Book of Joy. The Book of Joy, with by His Holiness and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. So we're looking forward to that too. And then, Elise, where did you go? There you are. Elise has an announcement too. Oh, and we have a quick newcomer orientation afterwards with Royden there, who's got his hand up, and he'll just meet with you, I think, in the back of the Kadampa.
Well, we just wrapped up a season of Thanksgiving and Christmas where there was a lot of awareness of people's hunger and needs, and a lot of organizations gave food and many other things. But now that's over, but hunger persists. So we're starting a food drive starting now, and by next week we'll have barrels out through Valentine's Day. On Valentine's Day, we'll make a final delivery of all the love that you have expressed by feeding the people's needs and bringing in non-perishable items, mostly for people, but also we welcome pet food because people depend on their pets as well. So thank you. Just watch for signs of that now soon.
Thank you, Elise. And I'm here to officially announce the end of our 2020 annual appeal. So this is the last announcement about that you'll hear. So give me a big cheer for that. After today, no one will be allowed to make any financial contributions to Kadampa Center for the next 12 months. No. Actually, we want to thank everybody who's contributed money, service, in-kind donations, and practice. And we've reached $181,000 of our $200,000 goal, which is a tremendous boost for our operational expenses during the coming year. So I think now I'm going to be assisted by Carol Merrill. We'll have two giveaways here. No, by Joe Marie. Yes, actually, that's an old reference that a lot of people didn't get, I'm sure. Vanna White. Okay, more au courant, yeah. So the first is the $25 gift certificate to Himalayan Frontier. Everyone who pledged was entered into this. So Geshe-la will choose the karmically determined winner. There's no luck involved at all. And the winner is Robbie Watkins. No, let's see. Sherry Harmon, not here today, I don't think, but yes, Sherry gets the, okay. And next we have the flight to Ocracoke from the big 2020 challenge, piloted by David Strevel with a in-flight commentary. Complimentary refreshments, movie in flight, your choice of channels.
Oh, she's in here.
And the winner is Jory Walker. Hey! Hey! Yes, great. So you can talk to David and schedule your flight to Ocracoke. Yes, thank you. And we can take a moment to thank everybody who made this campaign so successful. We have an inspiring generosity committee, Joe Marie, Susan Potter, Julie Jones, so we can thank them. We can thank David Strevel, our treasurer, and his assistant, Aaron Sloan. So thank you so much for everyone involved in this. And now we're looking to the future, and it looks like the future is so bright.
We gotta wear shades.
Yeah. So you can continue to send in your donations. The campaign is officially closed. You won't hear any more from us for a while. So thank you, everyone. We appreciate your generosity.
Sorry, guys. Sometimes I think SPC means Spacey Person Coordinator. I forgot to mention we're going to have a Guru Puja tonight. That's a really wonderful prayer service that's about our connection and dedication to our teachers. It also includes a great little review of some of the juicy points in the Lam Rim, and there's food. So it'll be at 7 o'clock tonight. Geshe-la will be joining us, and everybody is welcome to come. Thank you.